Hello everybody and welcome back. Sorry I haven't been up to the channel for a wee while because I've been busy doing a project. As some of you may know on Facebook, I recently got myself an engine. As you may, I'll show you. If you'd like to come with me. Right, this is a 6-litre V12. 12 cylinder, or 6 cylinders each side there. Now this came from an Aston Martin DB9 2007. Now, why do you say how I got this engine and this is in good nick? No. If you can see there, somehow there's a tiny wee hole just where my finger is, and that's where a cone rod blew through it. Nasty. This is part of a con rod and a wrist pin, as you can see. Big end bearing. Another big end bearing. 2 pistons blew out of this thing. There's the sump. There's the crankshaft. This is the bit that goes underneath the sump there. So it was a very big explosion or something that happened inside this Aston Martin. Because look at it. Blew half of it off. Just timing chains and the oil pump in there. Would you like to see one of the pistons? I'll show you one of the pistons. There. This is what happens when you rev the bag off an engine. Especially an engine with a big long stroke and bore like that. It's alright in your usually 4-cylinder engines because they don't have a big stroke or a big bore. And 4-cylinders usually used to being revved to high RPMs. An Aston Martin V12 6-litre? Not really. Okay, yes, you can put your foot down every so often, but this guy revs the bag out of it. Look at the indentations on the piston. Look, see where the valves are? Where the valves hit? Look at the ring. Racked. And your skirts are all gone. Conrod's blown off. That's probably big end bearing down there. It didn't do much damage to the block. It did a good bit to the crankshaft and the journals on it. As you can see on, I think it was this one here. See that? Conrod hit. Did a little bit of damage in the block. For those who don't know, this is your crankshaft. It's the biggest crankshaft you will get in a car. Apart from a Rolls Royce, because it's a V16. So there's an extra one more of these added on, say, here. And this is where your flex plate will go because it's automatic. Because it's got paddles. This crankshaft is very heavy. I can just about lift it. Well, I'll show you one of the normal pistons. Right. This is a normal piston, low friction because it's got the indentation. Or well, most people would know, whoever takes part in an engine, low friction pistons are a lot smaller, have a lot smaller skirts, and they also have this wee black, let's try and get you out of the light there, a wee black indentation there. Very nice. This is cylinder number 2, it has numbers on it, and it even has a wee arrow facing the way the block should go. So it will go in like that. And then go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. All the rings look good inside. Wrist pin's fine. Big end bearing. I took all the bearings out. There's 10 of them. Because 2 blew up. Well, the person who revved the life out of this engine, I'll show you the other piston. Now, this is scary not to rev your engines, especially boy racers, because this is what happens when you over rev an engine. Look at your piston. There's nothing left of it. Looks like it can crack down the middle of it. Let's see if we can split it in half. Put you back on the tripod. Let's see, the rings are bent on it. Well, that ring kaput. We do. Alright, let's see if we can use these needle nose pliers to pull the ring off. Let's see what I mean. The piston is split. You wrecked it, whoever drove this car last. The ring's alright. Oh no, it's not. The ring's in pretty bad shape. See if we can completely get this off. Not really too worried about snapping the ring because this piston is dead. I got this from Trainers in Armagh. Shout out to them. And to Dermot who got me this engine. A V12 block like that, with no pistons that are is worth $5,000. I picked this thing up for 500 because of the damage. And it looks like the ring is stuck. Now, if I can just separate this. I'm going to break this ring off, aren't I? It's actually stuck inside the... There's part of your piston. See the indent for the ring there? Yeah. But this is what sort of happens. Yeah, see? See what I mean? Broken. Bust. This engine's never going to run again. Yeah, once the blocks broke, then you're snookered, mate. Not very much salvageable. Most of the all the pistons, the 10 pistons that did survive, are salvageable. Well, I don't know what you're going to use them in again because there's not really. I'm not sure if it's every 6-litre block is exactly the same. But if it is, someone comment. If every 6-litre block is the same, post and comment, because then I could sell them pistons for eBay. But what I'm going to do with this engine is make a coffee table out of it, just like Top Gear. Ooh, there's the ring coming now. Well, that's what I'm hoping to do, and then get 2 new pistons from Trainers from a 6-litre V12 and get it to turn over. So I'm doing homework, I'm looking down, and the pistons are moving up and down in the cylinders. But yeah, this is the reason why I haven't been up onto the channel lately. Well, that's a good piston. No, that's the reason why I've been away from the channel lately, and just a few other reasons, but we'll be back doing videos, automation, building new engines in automation, because the V6 turbos and stuff came out and we're now making V12s. Ow. Oh yeah, I cut myself earlier from lifting that crankshaft. These rings are, this ring's stuck in it. Look, you see that? See there? That's where your wrist pin went. Or your gudgeon pin. Whatever you want to call it. I call it a wrist pin. There you go. Piston completely racked. Don't rack again. I'll show you the crankshaft very quickly. This is your crankshaft. Very heavy. And I'm not going to hold it too long because it is pretty darn heavy. This spins. I'm actually going to set this down. This is heavy. But the crankshaft spins round, round, round. The pistons go up and down the cylinders. The conrods move left and right, and they actually oscillate, sort of. Pistons move up and down in a reciprocating motion. The crankshaft is rotisserie. What the crankshaft does is the engine makes pulses as the pistons move up and down. And what that crankshaft does is it transfers the pulses from the pistons to rotary motion. That goes down into your flex plate, which is most people will know about a flywheel, which is a big thick plate. Then you have a clutch plate, pressure plate, and your friction plate and all that. But in an automatic car, it's just a flex plate. This is a tiny, tiny wee thin disc, a thin metal disc. It's bolted onto the back of the crank there, and then it goes onto the torque converter, which I'll get on about later on stage. The torque converter spins. The torque converter is filled with liquid, and it's got sun gear sun gears and stuff in it, and a planetary gear system as well. But that all works, and the crankshaft turns, and then your power is sent down the prop shaft down to your back wheels and the differential and the star gears and stuff in there. Make your wheels spin. But if you have a revving engine, the pistons are going up and down really, 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 really quickly. Your crankshaft is turning mad, and your conrods are just going like that, and your pistons going up and down. It's very too much stress in the engine, especially the conrods, because please do remember this is a 120mm bore by 120mm stroke, so you should not be revving it too hard. Most 4-cylinder engines are roughly about 60mm and 70mm strokes, so that's about that. This is 120mm, so it's very big. It's probably one of the biggest you can get in a production car. But the piston goes up and down, and this goes side to side really, 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 really quickly. And if this does this too much, the conrod here, it will go just like this one over here did. That's what I'll show you now. So this is what happened to the piston. Valve indents there and there because the valves went into it. What pretty much happened is Conrad did that too many times. Someone's over revving it, and then bang. Bye bye V12. Not even the rings coming off it as well. Aston Martin DB9s from 2007 have had common problems with oil issues. And that the oil consumption was more than what it should be. I am a fan of Aston Martins. I love Aston Martins. They are awesome cars, and the sound of them is unbelievable. But the Aston Martins use the same principle of engine, V12 block, 120mm, 120mm. And 6 litres. And yeah. You just don't want to over rev a V12 because you'll kill it. Okay, yes, revving a 4-cylinder is fun. Revving a 6-cylinder and a 8-cylinder is fun. But because what engine designers do is they make a big bore and a tiny stroke. So you get a lot of torque, but you can rev the life out of it because the piston is only going. Whereas in that 6-litre, it's a big stroke and a big bore, so the piston's going. And the piston can't take that sometimes, and then that is why those two pistons decided to shatter. I did create a mess inside the block whenever I took the sump off. There's lots and lots of little bits of metal and stuff inside the sump whenever I took it off. Very little oil in this engine for some reason. Whenever I took the sump off, whenever I wanted to drain this engine, I took the bung out. I had put the bucket and stuff underneath. Very little oil in the engine. Not particularly too sure why, but I don't know. This should hopefully be a coffee table within the next few months. So, but I will be back, and the channel is going to come back to life again. Sorry I've been away for so long. It's just I've had that to deal with and a couple of family issues and stuff, but they're all dealt with now, and everything is back to normal. So I should be making videos very shortly. The next video coming up will probably be either automation, spin tires, Euro Truck Simulator, Arma. I haven't done an Arma one yet. Train Simulator, Farm Simulator. Got a steering wheel working with Farming Sim. Project Cars, more Assetto Corsa. Prison Architect, the build, it's no longer early access or anything, it's a full game now. I don't know, but I'm going to shut up shop today, and I don't know, I think that's it really, but maybe do Assetto Corsa little video and stuff. I don't know, that's my board. I don't know, we'll see what video I want to do when I get in and cleaned up and stuff, because I am pretty dirty right now. But videos will be back to normal, so I hope you all accept my apology for being away, just family issues and stuff. But we're all back up to speed again, everything's all settled down and stuff. So yes, I am back, and it's good to be back, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.